John, what happened?
Floyd Mayweather may truly be done with exhibition fights after his last exhibition fight turned into a chaos outside the ring. Following his altercation with his opponent's father, John Gotti Jr., which led to a threat from him, Floyd Mayweather has been on the run. According to a report by a reputable news source, it's indeed a battle of who's the greater junior. This is coupled with the fact that a wristwatch seller recently filed a lawsuit against him after he purchased wristwatches without completing the payments several months after.
See, that's why I get paid the big bucks. I put on the show. I don't care if it's a riot.
Despite fans and professionals of the sport of boxing deeming the exhibition rematch between Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti III a rather peaceful one, so much happened in the aftermath, starting from the backstage, that many didn't know about. Aside from the dramatic scene where Floyd Mayweather sacked a referee in the middle of the fight, no one knew about any other scene on the night. However, so much happened after the fight that accounts for why Floyd Mayweather has been unsettled.
We're not going to have a drink. I won't be having any Johnny Walker. I won't be doing anything like that. We'll be training. We'll be moving forward. Boots on the ground.
And this time, it wasn't between the two fighters that fought in the main event, but between John Gotti Jr. and Floyd Mayweather. John Gotti Jr. particularly was displeased with the fact that Floyd Mayweather had sacked the referee during the fight. John Gotti Jr. had promised Floyd Mayweather a hellish experience when he got into the ring with his son. However, when the two fighters hopped in the squared circle, Floyd Mayweather continued from where he stopped over a year ago and dealt mercilessly with John Gotti III.
Spirit. And I'd be honored because the spirit that the Mexican fighters project and bring forward, there's nowhere else in the world like it.
The only difference between the fight this time and the previous one was the absence of a match-ending brawl. Hence, after the fight, John Jr. was quick to appear in an interview where he not only criticized Floyd Mayweather's win, but also threatened him not to move around their New York territory. John Gotti Jr. was particularly displeased with the fact that Floyd Mayweather fired a referee right in the middle of the fight, a situation that's hardly ever happened in boxing history. And soon, Floyd Mayweather left the ring and walked past him backstage. The boxing legend tried to exchange pleasantries with him as he expected some friendliness. However, it was totally different from what Floyd expected, as John Gotti Jr. was heard telling him,
With the Floyd Mayweather experience, you don't never know what's going to happen. Man, that shit was crazy.
"We'll finish you in New York, you cheat. Don't dare come around." And truly, anyone familiar with the history of the Gotti family knows how dangerous that can be, even if the new generation seems repentant. No one should ever feel safe after a threat coming from a family as fierce as the Gotti family, and this has led Floyd Mayweather out of his Las Vegas home to another state for safety, with tensions still present from last June's exhibition between the two, which ended in an all-out brawl at FLA Live Arena in Florida. Mayweather wanted to make sure there was no funny business this time around. He took issue with the referee Hector Afu of Panama, who penalized him for a hit behind the head. Money Mayweather was so offended by the call that he waved for Afu to go away and forced him to be replaced with Mexican official Alfredo Uruzquieta. Floyd Mayweather was seen saying "shut up" and moved to the referee, who wasn't willing to entertain Floyd's protest. Additionally, Gotti was also being impeded by the referee from engaging with Mayweather, which led to a member of his team entering the ring. Following the confusion that was taking place inside the ring, shockingly, the referee left the ring to be replaced by another man to officiate the rest of the match. Then, the bout went on as usual. And thankfully, there was no brawl between the two camps in this encounter. The fight went the distance between the retired world champ and the MMA fighter. Mayweather dominated the rest of the exhibition, after which no winner was declared, to the frustration of the crowd in Mexico City. Against the grandson of the infamous New York mobster, Mayweather proved that when it comes to the boxing ring, he is the one who has the power to pull all the strings.
Behind the headshot. Yes, get out of the way.
The last time they met inside the squared circle in June 2023, Gotti was disqualified for breaking the rules of the fight persistently, which also involved grabbing Mayweather way too much. What made the situation more tense was the melee that broke out after the entourages of both camps stormed into the ring following the disqualification. Now Gotti is looking for payback, strictly inside the ring, having squashed their long-running feud following the brawl in Miami. In a recent interview with DAZN Boxing, Gotti III and his father John Gotti Jr. reassured boxing fans that the ruckus which erupted at the first exhibition match will not be repeated at the rematch.
Believe me, I mean, us to be here is like awe-inspiring just to be here. And as my son had said earlier, everywhere we went, we were meeting up with fighters.
What's more, the duo also revealed that female members of their family won't be part of the event. Are the old school Italian values still at play in the 21st century? Stay away from the blood and gore, women. Amid the father-son duo discussing the Mayweather fight and the status of the security arrangement at the event, the reporter asked Gotti III, how does mom feel about it? Can she watch the stuff or not? The 2-0 professional boxer confirmed that his mother watches all the fights.
We were meeting up with fighters, we were meeting up with waiters and all sorts of people. I go for walks 7:30 in the morning, every single morning I go for a walk.
However, there is a catch. John Gotti Jr. interjected and said, they're not allowed to attend. Women aren't allowed to attend fights in our family. Further elaborating on the matter, the former mobster said that they would gather at his house or his daughter's house to watch Gotti III in action from the comfort of their homes. Hearing this, the interviewer remarked, that is so old school Italian values, women aren't allowed to attend. Gotti III's father quickly responded to the comment by saying, because we're going to war.
Again, you opened the door, so here I am. I'm sorry, I can't help myself, but I'm going to talk just a little bit.
For the uninitiated, John Angelo Gotti, the current patriarch of the Gotti family, is the son of the late John Gotti, former boss of the Gambino crime family. Having Italian heritage mixed with mafia roots, Angelo firmly believes in the notion that women should be left behind to tend to family affairs while the men go to war. Thus, even in the 21st century, the Gotti family is keeping certain old-school Italian values alive. Explaining the logic behind sticking to those terms, Gotti Jr. stated,
I said I didn't think so. I didn't think so. I said, well, when you get there, you're going to need some... No.
we're men, we have to take our lumps. We have to take our scars on our heads, right? We can't worry about our women in these situations, so they have to stay home. He further disclosed that the team constituting Gotti III's camp, who will be there at the Arena CDMX on fight night, will largely consist of soldiers or street guys. Also, some members of the crowd who attended the 31-year-old fighter's bout with Mayweather in Miami were ex-convicts who used to work for the Teflon Don. Gotti Jr. told the interviewer,
so every morning, 7:30, I go for a walk and I watch all the regular people open up their storefronts.
As for Floyd Mayweather, he finds himself deep into a lawsuit as fraud and theft claims have been raised against his name. The American boxer and rapper Tyga are now part of a suit by Leonard Suleimanov, a Miami jeweler, who has alleged the non-payment of multiple jewelry items dating back to late June 2021.
Right. Great experience for us. It was, it put us on the map, obviously. And
Suleimanov, who owns Lenzo & Co., filed the suit in Miami federal court on August 23rd under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organization Act, where the counts include fraud, civil conspiracy, breach of contract, civil theft, and other charges. The businessman claimed that he had sold the best ever an Audemars Piguet watch, 2 Richard Mille watches, a Patek Philippe watch, and a rose gold Rolex presidential day date. In addition, the bill also included a diamond ring and a necklace, but Suleimanov hasn't received the fair and full payment for the transaction yet. Tyga, real name Michael Ray Nguyen Stevenson, also has failed to complete his transaction for failing to pay for a Rolex.
And of course, the company is Avi & Co.
The lawsuit, as per the Miami New Times, states how Mayweather, 47, and his company, the Money Team, employed predatory, unfair, improper, fraudulent, and unscrupulous practices to steal and convert the plaintiff Suleimanov's jewelry to their own, without paying the full price. The claims by the jeweler go on to point out that he had only received $256K in 2 down payments from the former world champion before he left the city. There were subsequent purchases too, but even after multiple attempts and talks with their agents, Suleimanov didn't receive the full payment. The total unpaid sum on Mayweather's bill stands at $3 million, almost $4 million.
Now, I need you guys to come closer. and check this out. So let me come give you guys a breakdown. Well, in the industry, you see a lot of people with this kind of watch, this kind of watch, and this kind of watch.
This is not the first time in recent months that the legendary boxer has been part of a lawsuit reaching millions in compensation. A suit filed by Eduardo Martinez this January stated that the boxer's security assaulted him 2 years back at an LA yard house. The plaintiff claimed that he was trying to film Mayweather when he spotted him, and when Mayweather noticed him, he asked his security to stop Martinez. His security then had a tussle with Martinez, resulting in a physical assault and attempts to snatch his phone.
A breakdown. Well, in the industry, you see a lot of people with this kind of watch, this kind of watch, and this kind of watch.
Despite the ruckus, Yard House failed to intervene. The complainant is now asking for $3 million in damages for the great mental distress, physical injuries, and mental distress, along with the anguish and humiliation he has had to suffer. On Miami New Times, Floyd's most recent case disaster was announced, saying Leonard Sulejmanov is suing Mayweather and his company, the Money Team, for violations of the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organization Act, along with counts of fraud, civil conspiracy, breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and civil theft, among other allegations. The suit, which was filed in Miami federal court on August 23rd, also names rapper Tyga, real name Michael Ray Stevenson, for allegedly failing to pay for a Rolex.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, limited edition AP, all factory, 1.8 million right here. The $20 bills section.
This action arises out of a pattern of predatory, unfair, improper, fraudulent, and unscrupulous practices through which defendants use the plaintiff's reputation, business, and inventory to systemically steal and convert the plaintiff's watches and jewelry to their own without paying the full and fair price, states the lawsuit. Through a series of meetings with Mayweather and members of TMT at the Fontainebleau, Miami Beach in late June 2021, Sulejmanov, who owns Lenzo & Co., claims he sold the boxer a yellow gold Audemars Piguet watch, 2 Richard Mille watches, a Patek Philippe watch, a rose gold Rolex Presidential Day Date, a diamond ring, and a diamond necklace.
We like to call this the Andrew Jackson section, but I like to call it wallpaper. 200,000 in 20s. I heard in the song you can get the biggest Chanel bag in the store if you want it. Well, it's the biggest Chanel bag in the world.
The jeweler says he received only $267K in 2 down payments before Mayweather left Miami. While Mayweather's crew allegedly demanded that Sulejmanov hand over his phone to ensure privacy during the meeting, Sulejmanov states that he snuck in another phone to document the merchandise Mayweather purchased and the stacks of cash for the down payments. Meanwhile, before his recent exhibition match, in an interview with TMZ, Gotti III stated that he is prepared for whatever game plan Mayweather is going to bring inside the ring. Although John Gotti III was caught off guard by the momentous occasion of fighting his idol Floyd Mayweather, this time things will be different.
By 7:45, they're open, sweeping in front of their stores. So proud of what they have. Everyone greeted me in the morning, buenos dias, every single morning, and I says, wow.
He said he would stay in the pocket and trade punches with Floyd, provided the 50-0 boxer wishes to make it a dogfight. If he comes out the way he did the first fight, I think I'm gonna stay right in the pocket this time, and I'm gonna give it as good as I could take, Gotti III stated boldly. On the other hand, if Mayweather decides to change his game plan and assume the role of an evasive counterpuncher, he is prepared for that possibility as well. 181. Ahead of their scrap, Mayweather and John Gotti Jr. had made some surprise comments regarding Mexico, given all that has occurred during the build-up. Interestingly, it wasn't so violent, but it did give a hint of the feud they currently have between themselves. Mayweather has made a second career out of fighting in exhibitions since hanging up the gloves, taking part in 7 boxing events since hanging up the gloves in 2017, ironically remaining more active than some current fighters and champions in the sport. However, his last opponent must have been the most meaningful of all his post-professional dance partners after what went down when the duo last stepped into the ring together. After bossing the early exchanges, Mayweather saw his contest against Gotti waved off by the referee due to excessive trash talking from both parties. Although it was the brawl that followed shortly afterwards that made headlines, as the teams of both men collided in the ring in one of the most viral moments of boxing in 2023. This time around, Mayweather has been taunted by fans who chanted for Canelo Alvarez during the open workout over a decade since BE outpointed the national superstar in Las Vegas. At the press conference, Gotti III made it clear that he believes himself to be the home fighter in the Mexico City rematch. All of the preparation is done. We did all of the work. I am ready to fight. I am excited to be here. I am blessed to be here. From the minute that we landed, we have been blessed with open arms everywhere that we have been. Restaurants and in the street, all of the hardworking Mexicans have pledged their loyalty to the Gottis and King Gotti.
Also said Floyd honored his word. He gave me the rematch. They didn't have to. Could have moved on and did his thing, and I appreciate that.
Gotti also added, Floyd honored his word and gave me the rematch. He didn't have to. He could have moved on and did his thing, and I appreciate that. We're gonna put on a good show. We're gonna fight. It's gonna be exciting. I know what to expect. I've felt Floyd's punches. I've seen him move. He's still got it at 47 years old, and mentally, for a year, I've been preparing for that style. We have to get in the trenches here and fight. There is no other way. If he has to get knocked out, if I have to get knocked out, so be it. It has to happen. Whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen.
Good show. We're gonna fight, so it's gonna be exciting. The fight we had in Florida, that was my first time on a stage that big.
Yet, to the surprise of many, Mayweather seemed unbothered by the chanting or by the support for Gotti, instead paying his respects to the proud boxing history of Mexico, as well as to Jose Sulaiman, the former president of the WBC, who passed away in 2014. The country of Mexico, the boxing pedigree in the whole country since I have been a little kid has been truly, truly unbelievable. So many legendary champions, so many legendary fighters, but the WBC is by far the best boxing organization in the world of boxing. Jose Sulaiman was a great, great guy. My prayers go out to Mauricio Sulaiman and all of his family.
And I spoke about this the other day. The country of Mexico, the boxing pedigree in the whole country, since I've been a little kid, has.
He then continued, I want to say thank you to my team and the Gottis. Let's go out there and put on a show. One thing about me is that I've heard it all. I've been around the world and competed against the best. When you talk about the Olympics, I've competed against the best. Whether it was the world champion in the Olympics or professionally. The pedigree of Mexico boxing is truly unbelievable. You talk about the legendary Julio Cesar Chavez. My uncle Roger Mayweather fought him twice. He came up short, but he fought him twice. It is always about competing and going up against the best. So, Saturday it is what it is. I've already faced the best. Closing his speech, he said, I'm happy to be here and to come out here and display my talent. So on Saturday, it is what it is. I'm Floyd Mayweather. I have already faced the best. I'm here, and I'm here to show up and show out and do what I do. I'm a fighter until the day that I die.
Más grande, más importante que ha visto el planeta y que ha visto este deporte.
Jose Sulaiman.
Don José Sulaiman.
The rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and John Gotti III included no brawl, just more Mayweather domination and booze. The crowd voiced its displeasure after the 8-round exhibition in Mexico City. There were no knockdowns, no glassy-eyed looks, no staggering. Because the fight was an exhibition, it was not officially scored. But Mayweather, 47, dominated Gotti, 31, the grandson of late crime boss John Gotti. Mayweather was able to hit Gotti with relative ease and connected plenty, but he never rocked his opponent. The fight played out exactly as many expected, and as the first meeting did, with the boxing great simply being a better fighter. Thankfully, the fight did not end in a brawl, as was the case in their June 2023 meeting. Despite Mayweather clearly dominating the action, no winner was announced due to the fight being an exhibition. Mayweather was cautious to not give Gotti opportunities to do effective work, instead leaning heavily on his jab, followed by straight right hands to control the action. As the rounds ticked by, Gotti was visibly frustrated by Mayweather's standard economic and effective approach to the sweet science. Given the fight was an exhibition, featuring 8 2-minute rounds, there was not likely to be any notable result. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.